Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Okay, I need to talk about the crazy show Saturday night I had in St. Louis, Missouri. Wonderful place, I have to say. I like St. Louis. Some of the people, no, but when I say some of the people in St. Louis I don't like, everyone's like, oh, I'm from St. Louis. I'm like, I'm probably not talking about you. You're not, like, listening to my music, or you're not listening to this podcast, not coming to shows, you're not those people. It's the other people. You know who I'm talking about. It's where you're like, oh, yeah, I get it. So I played it was funny because it was at a Honky Tonk, but in St. Louis. So I guess they were trying to mimic a Honky Tonk in Nashville, which even then I wasn't too excited about. But anyways, I was like, okay, I'm down. Anyways, I wasn't like the performing, or I wasn't even really. I was kind of more like relief in a weird. It's a weird way. I'll explain more when we get into it. So anyways, though, we get to St. Louis, and I decide to post on Instagram. You know what? I'll just fucking pull up the picture right here. We got a nice view of the arch, and it's come for the Cardinals, stay because your car got stolen. Like just that. And to clarify this joke, the photo can go away now. To clarify this joke. Touring musicians, it's very common as a touring musician. There's a lot of places, even very similar to this, but it's very common with touring musicians, like when you go to St. Louis and like you're saying, you should go see this, but and stuff like that. So it's like, St. Louis, come for the food, stay because your car got stolen. And, you could use it with probably any city that has ever existed out there. I decided to use it with St. Louis. That was a mistake.
That's rough, buddy. Congratulations.
Better do that.
You played yourself.
Better do that one. So yeah, I played myself there. So I got like 5 messages, like family, friends, like around there, like, your car got stolen. Are you okay? You figure anything out? I was like, well, I had to explain to people, because when you explain a joke, that makes it really good. Like that's how you that's how jokes are made great, is when you fucking explain them to people. Yeah, I had to explain to them. No, this is like a touring band joke. We're fine. I actually didn't even drive to this gig. Someone else did. And people were like, you didn't drive to your own show? I was like, well, you're in a car with other people, okay? It's not a good idea to have 4 people driving separately to this shit, okay? It's time for you to fucking grow up, figure some shit out. Anyways, so that was fun, because we were in there. And it was like downtown St. Louis, so it's like we were walking distance from Busch Stadium. That's where the Cardinals play. You could see the arch. We could probably, AKA, we were walking distance to see the arch. Honky Tonk St. Louis. Actually, I like that bar. I'll tell you right now. I did enjoy playing at that bar. And it was walking distance. So everyone's with me, and they're like, yeah, it's not safe to be walking around this neighborhood. Because I was like, I want to look around and stuff like that. We have time. A lot of times, if you know anything, like, you have time to kill, and like, you don't want to just be sitting around or whatever. Like, you're traveling, I want to look around places. Stuff like that. And so, but eventually I was like, I guess I shouldn't wander around because apparently it's a dangerous neighborhood. Then I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry. And I was like, I could Uber Eats something, but I don't want to fucking do that. It's like, even then though, like Uber Eats shit, you're like, I don't want to eat like something cold. I'll just eat something that's not fucking been cooked 80 minutes ago. So there was a White Castle. I saw that, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'm gonna go to that White Castle." And people were like, "Don't." There was a gas station here. They're like, "Don't go to that gas station. You'll get killed." So I went to that. I went to the White Castle. I ordered food. I ate the food. Came back. I realized then and there. A lot of things. First of all, you could get robbed in this neighborhood. It wasn't out of the possibilities. But for me, I was like, I wasn't too worried. I'm like, if you're not afraid of black people, you'd probably walk to this White Castle and eat your food. It wasn't that big of a deal or anything like that. No one's going to rob me. I look poor. So yeah, well, just a reminder, sometimes think to yourself for a second, folks. When you go somewhere, think to yourself, is this a dangerous neighborhood? Or is it only dangerous if you're afraid of black people? Because if you're not afraid of black people, you're going to be fine in a lot of places. I also think I can't go to bars anymore, especially bars with live music, because it's like, I don't know what happens now. I don't know if it was a COVID thing, but like I'm just not talking to real people for a while. It was like try to talk to women and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't, you just like, because you have to feel like confident, you have to be like good in yourself, and I'm like, maybe I didn't have enough drinks in me or whatever, and I didn't know the situation, so it was for this country artist, the band I've been playing with, they're a backup band for this artist, and they're like, well, we're gonna have, they told me, like, they roped me into coming along, well, you should come with us, we'll let you play some songs or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what that means, like, I'm gonna come up and play one song. I have no fucking clue what that means. One thing I knew, I'm not getting paid for this fucking thing. That's for sure. So anyways, though, I'm like, I'm just like not feeling it. I'm like, I don't know if I can go to bars anymore. Just like I can obviously sit there and drink, but I don't know if I'm able to go to bars and like meet people, and shit like that. Anyways, then though, I guess the plan was that the artist that they're playing for, because they wanted music the full time. They did not want any music to stop at any time. They didn't want, because usually if you're doing like a 4 or 5 hour set, you're going to take a couple breaks. They didn't want breaks. So the plan is like the artist would do a couple acoustic songs, and the band would take a break. Then the band would have me come up and play a couple songs, and the singer guitar player would take a break. That's how it worked out. So after that happened, I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. And stuff like that. And I don't know. I just needed that confidence boost. I don't know. Music is just so easy. That's why we do music, people. We do music because it just instinctively makes people think you're cool, and especially if you do it right, people will definitely think you're cool. And so that just helped me. So I was like, I was just able to talk to women. And I was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, girls wanting at me and stuff like that. It was great. And I'm gonna get on more into that a little bit. And then I think at one point on stage I said, I don't know why I said this. Actually, I remember what I said. I'll say after this. I said, let's fuck this shit up. And then I remember, I'm like, no, I remember in my mind, I'm like, be nice to venues. Don't be that fucking asshole to venues. I'm like, figuratively, of course. I was like, let's fuck them shit up. Figuratively, of course. It's like, Jesus. Fucking, but I don't know. It was funny. I guess it came across funny. I think the reason why I did say that though is in between when I actually played, I sitting outside talking, and then if you're at a bar, people just come up and talk to you, and you just got to learn to like just go into the conversation. That's how you meet people. You got to actually talk to people. People want to talk to you. You got to talk to them. One guy just handed me a joint. I was like, fuck it, I'll smoke it. Not realizing, I still have to play music, and I've never played music high before. That is something, because I've been drunk and like picked up my guitar and played, and so I kind of know like, hey, I shouldn't get how far I should get faded or whatever, stuff like that. No, I've never smoked weed high and played music, so that was fun. Another thing is, it was Cubs versus the Cardinals game, and as you don't know, my dad was a massive Cardinals fan, and I just feel like the idea of sharing a joint with some Cubs fans would probably make him roll in his grave. To be honest with you, I could easily see that being the case. Anyways, though, I got really high off a single joint. I don't know if that's like, I think you can get really high off a single joint. Anyways, though, yeah, I think that's when I want to roll. Let's fuck some shit up. Figuratively, of course. And then with a mixture of alcohol, because I was on the band's tab. Somehow I got on the band's tab. Well, actually, I was part of the band, so I did get on the band's tab. I had probably about 9 Red Bull vodkas, and you're probably like, that's a lot of Red Bull vodkas. Let's be honest, those drinks weren't very strong. I'm just going to let you know that. They were pretty watered down. So 9 Red Bull vodkas, like, and then getting really high. That really added to it. So, like, I noticed women coming on to me. So this is the point. This is the point where, like, I have to wonder, am I autistic? Because of the situation, I'm like, I have to be autistic because I'm not understanding these social cues. So, I had like 2 advances there's 3 advances from 3 women interactions, I will say, that happened this night. One happened, and like she like legitimately went from the other side of the bar to stand next to me and try to talk to me like that, and I just like whatever, because like I'm trying to think, it's it's hard for a guy who doesn't want to fucking assault women, you know, because you're like, oh, you could make a move, but she could be like, what the fuck are you doing? And stuff like that. And you're like, I'm so sorry. I just thought this. I was trying to be cool. You know, stuff like that. And, yeah, apparently she was coming on to me because a guy decided to swoop in and, like, took her away and dance with her or some shit. Like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm not going to get the fucking, because, like, we had to leave that night anyway. I'm like, I'm not going to get the fucking, the vehicle keys. It was like, I don't know what kind of suburban type of car. We were fucking the backseat. I'm like, don't be like, well, you could have fucked her. I'm like, I don't even know where we could do that. And I will like, will you give me a blowjob? I'm like, that's not cool. You can't just be in that. Anyway, so that happens. And then later on the night, it happens again. A girl's like dancing and like trying to make a move on me. And I'm like, she trying to make a move on me or is she just having fun? And I'm like, whatever. I think at this point I was like extremely high. The same guy swiped in and started dancing with her. I was like, this dude is watching me like a vulture to make sure that like he's like, this guy gets chicks but doesn't realize it. So I'm gonna get his sloppy seconds. And they weren't even really sloppy seconds. They're literally the appetizer that I didn't even know I had. Anyways, no, like we kept playing songs and shit like that. And we cover, the band I play with, we cover All Star. Now, it's not a normal cover of All Star for the most part. If we're playing a family-friendly show, it's going to be a normal cover of All Star. So that's not it. When the venue is ass, the women are not cool. Usually, I start making cum jokes inside the song. So the third verse, I would go, well, your mom starts coming and she won't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to nut for fun. Your dick gets soft and your hands get numb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with masturbating? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't go. And like you just get a shock of horror on everyone's face in the bar. So like we did that, you know. So I did that, and most people didn't notice it, but a lot of people did notice it. And so then later, like the other band's back up and playing. I'm just hanging out, and a girl walks by me, and I'm like, "Hey, you know, I'm just doing that. I just want to make myself feel good for a second." She's like, "Ugh, no." She just walked by me, and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, what reaction should I expect when I start singing about coming and making your mom come?" Ew or ugh, no is the exact reaction I want. Anyways, though, we always end the night like the brand we did, Freebird. We all got up together and did that together. And they're like, we want another song. And so we dicked around a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to do 1985 because we just recently learned that and it was fun. So, you know, swing. And at the end of the bridge, like, stop, stop, stop. And the whole band just stops. And here's what happens. I decide to go on a fucking rant. I was like, do you guys know how in Encanto, the grandma's the bad guy? It's like your family is the one who gives you trauma. Anyone agree with me? A lot of people did. Yeah, hell yeah. But it wasn't like enough for me to feel good. I'm like, well, that wasn't enough. And then I went like, but we can all at least agree that Bruno did nothing wrong, right? He just made the predictions. He wasn't the actual problem with his family, right? And then I got it. And yeah, it was the same level of worse shit. Whatever. And then we finished the song and shit like that. Then we went home. I didn't talk to any other women the rest of the night. Let's just put that into perspective. No other woman talked to me the rest of the night. And I'm like, okay, I didn't expect to after singing about coming, or whatever, you know. But overall, though, I would say it was a fun night. Like it was fun because it was a Cubs game, and they said it wasn't as good of a crowd as they played there before. But you know, I had enjoyed time. Bar was packed. People were into it. You know. It's made me like, it made me really think about, you know, the quality of a show you put on, or like when you play live music, the quality of it all. Because, you know, I've played all various types of shows, like thousands of people, millions. I don't think I've done millions. I've done thousands. You know, I've had like 5 people and minus less than that in a bar. I've had, you know, small, intimate, like house type shows and stuff like that. I've kind of done the gambit at this point of all the type of shows, and that one really made me question, because this is a venue that people will just go to, and I'm so not used to, like, people are just gonna show up to this. Like, we don't have to worry about bringing a crowd in to this place. Like, people are gonna show up to this venue, and it's gonna be packed. And it's fun, you know? And it makes you think, like, you think about quality and quantity and stuff like that. Like, is this a quality show? Because, yeah, it is a cover, you know, we're mostly playing cover songs. But at the same time, it seemed like a quality show. It was a fun show. Like, even regardless of, like, if I genuinely enjoy the music, I can make a good time out of it. So, it's made me differentiate. So, I don't know if I know a lot of music people listen to this show. Maybe you think about the quality of your show, because if it's a huge crowd, and you're not necessarily playing the music you love, and maybe just playing covers and shit like that, but you know how to have a good time regardless, yeah, maybe take the show, you know? Don't be stingy there.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
And stuff like that. And also, it was great because I didn't get paid for that show. I don't know why I didn't get paid for that show. They were like, "You're an intern tonight." But nice thing about that show was that I was able to experiment with, like, hey, what happens if I play music and get super high and drunk at the same time? And, you know, you figure out, like, how good am I at playing music, you know the limits and stuff like that for that. And nice thing is, if I messed up pretty bad, I didn't get paid to be there, so it doesn't fucking matter. So, yeah, so remember at the end of the day, don't play yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Hey there, you just checked out a highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you learned something and that you are now a smarter individual. Just so you know, we have full episodes and other many highlights available now. Click here for the next best thing that you can go check out as well. And make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That way you get updated anytime we make a new post or anytime that we make a new highlight or full episode. So thank you, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.